Peace to the family. Man, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, bro. That fight that we saw between Teofimo Lopez and Rolly Romero was pure D trash. Bubba Dub trash. It was one of the worst fights that I've seen in a long time. Rolly Romero was running. Looked like he was trying to do his best impersonation of when Shakur Stevenson fought Edwin De Los Santos. That's what it looked like to me. He was doing a whole lot of lateral movement. He was doing the tight rider in the ring, like MC Hammer, tight rider to the left, tight rider to the right. He was doing that. Now, he did land some good left hooks every now and then, but they came far and few. This dude, I had no idea Rolly Romero had footwork like that. He was very massive from a size standpoint. He was a lot bigger than Teofimo Lopez, but the way Rolly fought, you would think that Teofimo was the bigger fighter. You get what I'm saying? And Rolly was the smaller fighter. No, Teofimo moved up to welterweight. Rolly is the bigger fighter. You could tell he looked like a light heavyweight in there, as big as he was, and he's running from Teofimo Lopez. And Teofimo didn't look that good in the goddamn self. He was not creative on his offense. I mean, it's kind of hard to hit a guy who don't want to be hit. Rolly was running, but Teofimo did some good work with the body work. The only thing he really could land on Rolly was the body work. He'll shoot the jab to the body. He'll do the stab jab, and then he'll do that to close the distance while he's stepping, and then he'll reach around and hit Rolly Romero on the left side of his body, right? Put him as liver shot. And, that whole side of Rolly Romero's body was red. We did see that, but outside of that, can't nobody tell me that was a great fight. And PBC had the nerve to put this fight, make this a pay-per-view fight. There was nothing pay-per-view about this fight. Then we hear that, hey, the black fighters can't really sell, and the Latino fighters is the biggest draw. But guess what? When nobody's showing up to any shows, any content creator in boxing who did a show on Rolly Romero and Teofimo Lopez, guess what? Ask any of them. That particular show was your worst showing. No one showed up. When nobody checking for them. Like literally, nobody was checking for them. And then the fight, guess what? The fight was a nothing burger. It was dead. Teofimo ain't looked the same since George Kambosos whooped his ass back in 2021. Teofimo been a washed fighter since Teofimo whooped him. Do you get what I'm saying? Remember, not Teofimo. Teofimo been a washed fighter since George Kambosos whooped him. Literally. Do you get what I'm saying? Man, the man don't look all that, bro. Teofimo don't look all that. He look average at best. And Rolly Romero is a below average fighter. Like I always said, you can have Ellie sucker nigga nutsack tell him, Rolly, you a superstar. No, he ain't where he a superstar at. That's the problem. Y'all in boxing, whether it's the boxing media, whether it's you former fighters who are now retired and have gotten a lot softer in your retirement, gotta say that. Some of you retired Hall of Famers or waiting to become Hall of Famers, some of y'all, man, y'all be lying to these dudes, bro. Y'all be lying to these young niggas and these motherfuckers who boxing right now, telling them that, oh, man, how great you are and you're a first ballot Hall of Famer. Y'all throw first ballot Hall of Famer around like it ain't nothing. You call them you call these dudes first ballot Hall of Famers like it ain't nothing. You say they pound for pound fighters like it ain't nothing. It just, man, there's just the overall American boxing scene is trash right now. Now, y'all say that the Latinos, they the bigger draws. I can't motherfucking tell. Last time I checked, Rolly Romero and Teofimo Lopez are Latinos, and guess what? The Latinos didn't support them. That shit, bro, the crowd was weak. Bro, the excitement between the fight, there was no excitement. It was the opposite of excitement. Doggone, listen, I didn't know if I was watching Rolly Romero was doing his best impression of what Shakur Stevenson did when he fought Edwin De Los Santos. It looked very similar to that, with a little bit more action. But it looked very similar to that. Just got to throw that out there. Man, look, this was one of the worst fights I've seen in a long time. Very boring, no action, uninspired. I got sleepy last night doing this fight party. I was sleepy watching the main event. And the fight card was trash. Really, though. True. The fight card was trash. 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 Dumpster. So I don't want to hit nothing about, yeah, man, the Latino, the bigger draw. Listen, we just saw two of them fight each other last night. There was no buzz for it. Everybody who did a show on Rolly Romero and Teofimo, guess what? They had record low numbers. Ask Nestor Gibbs of the Boxing Boys. And you could damn sure ask me. After this video, I ain't talking about them motherfuckers no more. Y'all, you don't do numbers. You want to know why you don't do numbers? Because you ain't got no fan base. The fans ain't excited about you. The fans don't be like, oh, man, you know, man, coach finna go talk about doggone Teofimo. They don't care nothing about no Teofimo. They don't care nothing about no crayon eating, short bus shorty, yellow bus with the dark tinted windows, Rolly Romero. Yes, I'm the one came up with crayon eater. Remember? Came up with the crayon eater. I call him a crayon eater. I say he got his coloring book that Booger Ray Leonard gave him, a.k.a. Leonard Ellaby, and that orange Fugatti, a.k.a. the Mitsubishi that Booger Ray Leonard gave him after he got knocked out by Tank Davis. That came from me. I had the receipts. True. Bruh, I swear to God, after today, I'm not talking about them boring motherfuckers no more. You better fight somebody who look like me, who everybody gonna be interested in. Because boy, when Rolly Romero and Teofimo fought, wasn't nobody interested in that. That was trash. Very similar to when Ryan Garcia fought Mario Barrios. Wasn't nobody interested in that. That was trash. Guess what? Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios was definitely Ryan Garcia, because you supposed to be the superstar, first ballot Hall of Famer, all this stuff there. Guess what? What them pay-per-view numbers look like when you fought Mario Barrios? What them pay-per-view numbers look like? Been real quiet on that, ain't a man. And guess what? We not gonna know what the pay-per-view numbers are for this fight between with Rolly Romero and Teofimo Lopez. It's gonna be real quiet, ain't a man. And the mainstream media who like to paint it as though, you know, fighters who look like me can't sell, they ain't gonna say nothing about Rolly Romero and Teofimo. You wanna know why? Because they ain't say nothing about Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia. They skip right on over that. Nothing to see here, guys. Let's move on. Unsuccessful. No draw. Who you think you is? Canelo? Y'all ain't Canelo. Anything outside of Canelo that's Latino can't sell. True. Facts. They can't sell at all. Bam do good. Benavidez, good fighter. He might need to be tested. You know what I mean? He definitely need to be tested. So, because I'm trying to figure out how you niggas throwing all these goddamn punches in the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th round. Y'all ain't getting tested. We know what it is, but I digress. Allegedly. But yeah, man, I'm just being honest with you, bro. I'm just being honest with you. Listen, we saw the fight last night. It was trash, very uninspiring. People are complaining all over the internet, literally. So I don't want to hear nothing about no Rolly Romero no more. Go back to eating crayons, Rolly. Okay? Yeah, man, I ain't doing eat man crayons. Then after the fight, and then he holler about he was robbed. How you was robbed? You ain't do nothing. You ran the entire fight. Where you was robbed at? Really, the fight should have been a draw. But you got to give it to Teo, because at least he was pushing the action. He was the one that was going forward. And every time Rolly Romero let his hands go, every time Rolly went forward and let his hands go, he had success. For some reason, he wasn't throwing no punches. He wouldn't let his hands go. This is the problem. Because both of y'all are friends, right? Yeah, man, he my friend. And Teo, yeah, Rolly my friend. So when you got two friends fighting each other, this what it looked like. That looked like a glorified sparring match. Really, it wasn't even glorified. It looked like the opposite of glorified. The opposite of glorified sparring match. Unglorified. And they got paid? They got paid. And you had the nerve to charge people $80 to watch that shit. I promise you, that Rolly Romero Teofimo fight, because you could tell when nobody talking about it online, ain't nobody talking about it on the streets, when nobody doing no fight parties, when nobody going to the going to the mall, buying clothes, going to the beauty salon, getting their nails done, or talking about the women, or getting they getting themselves groomed, or getting their hair done, and buying outfits to go to where you finna go at? I'm finna go to this Teofimo Rolly Romero fight party. You know why? Because didn't nobody care nothing about that fight. Didn't nobody know nothing about it. True. Trash. Rolly Romero is trash. Boy, if I never see him fight again, boy, I would be the happiest man in the world. I wouldn't care. And as I said before, Teofimo been trash. He was good at 135. Ever since Teofimo left 135, he been pure D garbage. Pure, not pure, pure D garbage. Garbage. Gabitch. Garbage. To this day. Ready though. Nigga, please. You get what I'm saying? That's the reality of the situation. I don't want to hear no shit about, yeah, man, he Latin fighter, they doing this and doing that. We saw what they do last night. And I'm saying this because y'all been saying this shit to me since I've been starting this channel for years about, and I've been hearing this from the mainstream media. Well, the black fighters can't sell this and they can't do that. Okay, but tell us what Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios did. The media. You quiet as a church mouse. You can hear catfish piss underwater. Tell me what Rolly Romero and Teofimo did. We ain't gonna hear nothing about them numbers. We ain't gonna hear nothing about they live gate because you gave away a lot of comps. How I know? Because I get the emails. Y'all was giving away over 1,000 tickets or more because I got the email saying that y'all giving away over 1,000 comp tickets. Literally, you had to pay mofos to come in there and see them two boring motherfuckers. I don't never want to see them again ever in life. As far as I'm concerned, them two motherfuckers are gonna retire. Now the good news is, Teofimo won the belt. Even though I don't like Teofimo because you're a flaming racist and you have open contempt for people who look like me, Foundation of Black Americans, you're a flaming racist and a bigot. Guess what? You got them coon ass niggas, them Gen Z fighters that are coons, like the Shakurs, that, coon Puerto Rican fighter and the coon, Keyshawn's and Keyshawn Davis's and them who be capping for you, taking up for you, vouching for you, even though you show the open racism and contempt for people who look like me. They be capping for you, them coon ass Gen Z fighters, them be buck dancing and jigabooing, ham boning and doing the ham bone. Have you heard? And Sam Bowen, yeah, those guys. Listen, I'm not them.
Oh, Miss Hillary. Oh, so good to see you, Miss Hillary. I love you, Miss Hillary. Welcome to TV1. Oh, Lord. I dance with Massa. I dance with Massa. I dance with Massa.
These dudes are openly trash. George Kambosos already done exposed Teofimo Lopez 5 years ago. And another thing, I don't want to hear nothing about no takeover. I don't want to hear nothing about no, yeah, man, with T.O., he's an elite fighter. There's nothing elite about Teofimo Lopez. He's not elite at all. He don't have an elite jab. Is he athletic? Yes, that's about it. He got a little athleticism, but he's not elite at all. He's a regular, normal fighter with some athleticism. Literally, he trash. And Rolly Romero is worse than him. Do you get what I'm saying? So the good news that came out of that is this. If Rolly Romero would have won that fight, he would have been hiding out with that belt. Rolly Romero ain't have no business having no belt at all. He should have 5 losses on his resume. Jackson Marinez beat him first. He got robbed, unanimous decision. They gave Rolly Romero a unanimous decision over Jackson Marinez. Jackson Marinez got robbed. Then he didn't win the belt there at 135. Then at 140, you robbed Grandpa, doggone Ishmael Barroso. Ishmael Barroso was putting hands and foots on you, drop you and everything. Tony Weeks had to jump in and save. Tony Weeks had to jump in and throw the fight for Rolly. Rolly had Grandpa in the corner. He threw a 4-5 punch combination and he didn't land none of them. I think he landed one on the shoulder. Tony Weeks jumped in there, thought the man was getting hit. He knew that man was getting hit. That was the old Al Heyman shuffle. They had to get a belt to Rolly. So he had no business been having a belt at 140. And then at 147, he beat Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia ain't nobody. Ryan Garcia is a good Instagram model, flaming racist and a bigot as well. He's a good Instagram model. He's a good he take good selfies. He does a great body shot challenge. But skill set wise in the pros, I ain't talking about what he did in the amateurs. In the pros, Ryan Garcia is mid at best. True. He ain't got nothing but a left hook. That's it. He beat Devin Haney. That is true. But he beat him with drugs in his system, with PEDs. He pleaded guilty, paid $1 million fine, and was suspended for a year. He pleaded guilty to that. He didn't fight it. So, anyways, it is what it is. I don't want to hear nothing about no Rolly Romero, Teofimo Lopez. That was one of the worst fights I've ever seen in my life. I'm still sleepy right now from watching that shit last night. I'll catch you guys on the next one. You know my motto. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Peace. Leave your comments below. Tell me what do you think. You dig?